Imagine being 14 and having to compete against someone who is 16, someone who's older, stronger, and more developed than you. Would you think that's fair? Well, all over America, situations like this are reality. High school and middle school athletes are opting to hold back, repeating a grade, sometimes even twice, to gain a competitive edge over the competition. This allows kids to have extra time to mature. For instance, a holdback in the 8th grade gets to play another year of youth sports with the body and strength of a 9th grader. By the time the student reaches the 9th grade, their bodies will already be ahead of their peers.
This practice is called reclassing, which is defined by NCSA Sports as the act of holding back a student athlete and changing their expected high school graduation year purposefully. In doing this, it gives student athletes more time for both athletic and academic development. The practice of reclassification has grown and become more relevant in the last decade, specifically in states where sports are much bigger, such as California, Texas, Florida, Georgia, and New Jersey. But at what point does this practice become unfair or even dangerous? When these young athletes hold back, it's much more than just waiting an extra year before high school or college. When these students hold back, they're giving themselves more time to mature and become stronger, faster, and more developed than their peers. This also allows athletes to play another year in their respective grade. For example, an 8th grader who holds back gets to play another year of 8th grade sports, but now with the body of a 9th grader in high school. Now think of those double or triple holdbacks. That gap of development becomes even wider. It creates a playing field that's unbalanced and unfair to those athletes who stayed in their true class.
When talking about reclassing, we have to understand the reasonings behind it before coming to a conclusion on how fair it really is. The biggest reason for holding back athletes is to allow them more time to physically develop, allowing them to train, work out, in order to be the most prepared and ready to compete at the next level. It gives them better chances of standing out and being seen among their peers. This is huge for athletes seeking opportunities to play sports past high school. Scholarships and roster spots become very competitive past high school. Holding back an athlete allows them a better opportunity to impress and earn the spotlight with schools and coaches. This is the reason, though, that many argue this practice shouldn't be allowed. That extra bit of preparation that other students would normally have puts those who aren't holdbacks at the back of the line, making it harder for them to compete and be seen in their respective grades/age groups. This adds more pressure on athletes, almost encouraging them to hold back, just in order to keep up and stay competitive in this new playing field of sports. It can lead to more and more athletes deciding to hold back and repeat grade levels, repeating not due to any academic reasons, but purely to keep up with the new landscape of youth high school sports.
So in the end, is it fair? For one, it gives athletes more time to grow, develop, and increase their chances of success in a highly competitive sports environment, as previously mentioned. That advantage comes with consequences though, as the practice of reclassing creates an uneven playing field, where it now forces athletes to compete against others who are much older and much more developed. It pressures student athletes into thinking that they must follow suit. They're holding back not for academic reasons, but simply just to keep up athletically. In the end, it is more important than just asking if it is beneficial to athletes. It's wondering if it's fair and keeps sports competitive in the way that they were always intended to be.